Weekly 10 show every Friday at 4 o'clock. Today I'm going to be talking about COR influencers. Now, what are COR influencers? They're essentially the spiritual, mental, emotional, physical, social and environmental factors that make up who we are. So they can work for you or they can work against you, to whatever degree that may be. So if one of these areas isn't working at an optimal level, it will detract the energy from your overall makeup, and that will affect everything you pretty much do. Depending on whatever situation it is, we approach situations differently, but the COR influencers will affect how we show up in any given situation and with people, work, whatever it may be. So they are the factors that influence how you show up generally, from person to person, from situation to situation. When you feel stress, your energy is drained. Your potential for performing any type of task, role, whatever it may be, is then decreased because your energy has dropped. Now, any time that you are not performing at the best of your ability, something is blocking that energy. And it's most likely that whatever it is that is blocking your energy is one of these 6 areas, which I just mentioned. When all of the influencers, the COR influencers, are ideal for you, optimal, you have the best possible chance to perform at your very best. So when you understand how your energy is drained in one particular area and how that affects everything, you can do something about that. So by knowing what affects you, what drains your energy, you will better understand both yourself and then be able to look at it objectively and learn something from it as well and improve that area, whatever it may be. So you will understand what's missing. If in one particular area something is missing which is draining your energy, and you'll be able to work towards full mastery and efficiency and be more effective in whatever you do, basically in tasks, your work, your personal relationships, all areas of your life. Now I'll give you an example of how this works. Consider imagine that you're in a workplace and you've got a new boss that turns up. You've got 2 different people there, 2 employees, let's say. Now the first employee turns up for this meeting with the new boss prepared. She comes in with a list of questions, asking questions about how the best ways to communicate, what sort of strategies you'll be using, all that sort of stuff. So she comes prepared. The other employee, however, doesn't. She comes in with nothing, or he comes in with nothing. After the meeting and with the new boss, they both go away. Now, which one do you think is going to be more up to doing the task and more in tune with how the boss wants the job done? Will it be the first one who's gone to the meeting prepared, knowing which areas they need to focus on, or will it be the employee who turns up not knowing what anything and not really taking too much interest in what's being said, and therefore going away feeling nonplussed, really, a bit drained? So who's more likely to perform at their best? It's more likely to be the person who come prepared. And it's the same with this. If you prepare yourself and understand how the influencers work for you, you're more likely to perform at your best. Now what I'll do is I'll go quickly through the 6 different influencers and give you a brief idea of what they all are and how they all work for you. Spiritual being the first one. Now a lot of people might think of spiritual as being God and things like that. It's not. It's about purpose, it's about belief, it's about values, desires, all of those sort of things that go on. That's what we call spiritual. Now things like that, in anything that's in relation to specifically what you want to be and how you want to show up, how you want to do it and do things in life, that's your spiritual COR influencer. Now that's what's involved in that. The things that detract from that is when you whatever you're doing comes into conflict with how those factors present themselves for you. So for instance, your core beliefs, your values. So if you're doing something that's going against those, it's going to drain your energy in your spiritual area. Makes sense? So the next one is emotional. Now with emotional, it could be things like how well are your needs and your desires being met. That's one of the things that will optimize your level. How excited and enthusiastic are you about doing things, doing whatever this task be? Because this is task specific at the end of the day. It could be about a role at work, it could be a relationship, anything that's in your life. The influences are relevant throughout. So how excited and enthusiastic are you about whatever the task may be? That will influence how you turn up, show up about it. If you're not too bothered, then you're not going to show the right energy, and you're going to feel drained, and you're not going to perform at your best. Whether you have your emotional control, that's another element, because when we're in emotional control of our thoughts and our feelings, we feel much more happy generally. And if you're not, then it's the opposite. So for instance, if things will detract you, like if your needs and your desires are not being, or your expectations are not being met, that will drain your energy. So that's emotional. If it's spiritual, emotional, mental is another one. So that will involve your clarity as to what you're actually doing, ability to remain focused without any distractions. So if you're doing a task of whatever it may be, if you've got something going on elsewhere, someone talking to you, a phone or whatever, that's a distraction. It's going to drain your energy, and it happens to all of us. So being aware of what distracts you will also help you optimize your energy in that particular area. So other things such as, if you're doing a task at work, for instance, does that task amount have the right amount of challenge for you? You know, is it challenging enough? Detractions. So for instance, it could be it's too challenging for you, whatever it is you're doing, and that will drain your energy. So multitasking, that drains your energy because you're not focusing on one thing, you're focusing on several things. Stretching yourself too thin, conflicting demands, all of these drain your energy in a mental area. So if anything like that's happening to you, it's guaranteed that your energy overall is not going to be at an optimal level. So you might be doing really well in a spiritual level or an emotional level, but if something's draining your energy in a mental area, it will drain the energy everywhere, and you won't be performing at your best. The next one is social. Now this is a massive one for all people right now. It involves having the right amount of interaction with people around you, whether that be family, friends, whoever, work colleagues, and feeling supported, feeling loved, feeling happy, all of these things which we embrace when we talk about our social life. So things like that. So if anything is not optimal in that area, that will also drain your energy. And again, obviously, we have outer blocks such as the lockdown, which will affect your energy. Being on your own and, you know, not having the social contact you're used to, that will drain your energy. But you can work around that. You can work around that. You can build strategies and, you know, different ways to deal with things, which can help you maximise your energy in any given situation. So things like in the social situation, which might detract, like I just said, either lockdown. And if you're in a work context, for instance, if you're working on your own and you'd rather work on your own, but then suddenly you're put into a team of people you don't know and you have to work with them, that may well be a detraction on your energy as well, which will result in you not performing at your best. So physical, that's another one, and now this is pretty much a very obvious one in the sense that it involves looking after yourself, eating well, exercising, making sure that your general well-being is looked after. If you don't do that, however, if you don't look after yourself, don't exercise, you may be an illness, it may be an injury or something that's detracting from your physical core influencer. If any of those are not optimal, it will also drain your energy, and you will also not be performing at your best. Environmental is the last of the six. Now, this is also very relevant when it comes to us performing at our best. If you're in an environment which is restrictive, which prevents you from doing the things that you really want to do, and you're having to make do, then that will drain your energy, and it will affect the whole area. Everything that's all 6 energy core influencers will be affected. And what happens is if one area is not optimal, it drains the energy from all the other areas as well. Particularly in this instance, it reminded me of a situation with myself, which was ideal for this. Environmental, for instance, when my father died when I was in prison, I had to write a eulogy, and I had to write it to the sound of banging doors and loud rap music. Now, my energy wasn't great when I had to do that, but I had to do it. But the whole point is that the energy has to be optimal for us to perform at our best. So it's about working and understanding objectively what areas we need to improve in our lives to optimize all 6 core influences. And when we do that, we can work and we can increase that, and we can perform at our very best. Now, working with a core energy coach, we will basically work to firstly discover what's draining our energy, in which all the different areas, in 6 different areas. Then we work on building strategies, techniques, different ways of looking at things, different perspectives, for instance, to then increase our energy. Once we increase our energy, we optimize all 6 areas, and when we optimize all 6 areas at once, that's when you're at your best. That's when you're performing at your very best. So if you're interested in getting to grips with your energy and your core influences, and you want to optimize your energy to the best it can be and perform at the best you can be, then I can have a chat with you, and we'll see where we can go from there. But the bottom line is, the choice is yours. You can live life with an average sort of energy and not really get where you want in life, or you can work to optimize your energy in every area and literally create what you want in life. So the choice is yours. So that's all for today. I think I've done it just in time. No, 7 minutes. Anyway, next week I'll be back with a new topic. I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend, and I'll speak to you all soon. Ta-ta.